Welcome to Curtis Goes Corner, coming to you from a secret underground base in occupied America. Hi folks, welcome back. From the Daily Caller, Night of Rage. It's, this is serious. Eerie flyers pop up in D.C. ahead of Roe v. Wade decision. Now, I'm not going to read this whole article or the next article from the Daily Wire. I'm going to leave the links in the description of both of these articles, but this is the spark, I think, that's going to ignite. Maybe we'll call it a civil war. Unsettling flyers have begun to appear throughout D.C., warning of riots should the Supreme Court overturn Roe v. Wade. The flyer, which is circulated on social media and also reported on by the Wall Street Journal, warns of a night of rage should the High Court overturn the landmark ruling as anticipated. D.C. called the action Night of Rage. The poster continues to our oppressors, abortions aren't safe, you aren't either. Now, the poster is signed Jane's Revenge, a pro-abortion advocacy group that has taken responsibility for several attacks on pro-life organizations. Why are they considered a terrorist group by the FBI and the DOJ, Department of Homeland Security? That's a damn good question. They're taking responsibility for it, but yet Republican congressmen and senators have to raise hell with them in order for them to do it. Let's read on. Here's the poster they found on lampposts and poles in D.C. Hit the streets, Night of Rage. This is an event that should inspire rage in millions of people who can't get pregnant. I love that. That way they include the men that can get pregnant. These people are whacked. We need the state to feel your full wrath. We need them to be afraid of us. Unbelievable. We were asking for courageous hearts to come out of the dark. Like I said, I'm going to breeze through this article and not read it all. It will take too long. Make your anger known. Promising violent attacks against oppressive infrastructures. This doesn't sound like Antifa? Of course it does. Rest assured that we will when the measures that may not come in the form of something you would easily clean up is fire and graffiti. What does that mean? Does that mean hurting people, killing people? Jane's Revenge is taking credit for a Molotov cocktail attack on the office of Wisconsin Family Action in May. A Linwood, Washington pregnancy center has vandalized with the words Jane's Revenge. If abortion isn't safe, you aren't either. Now, there's a huge difference between pro-choice and pro-abortion. These guys say that pro-choice clinics shouldn't exist and they're oppressive. They're not pro-choice. These people are whacked. They want chaos. They want anarchy. They want the systems to be torn down. Now, from the Daily Wire, Republicans demand FBI DHS designate member of Jane's Revenge a domestic terrorist group. Yeah, they should have done it already. Firebombing and putting graffiti over 24 clinics and then taking credit for it, and somehow it doesn't count? Republicans are calling for the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security to designate members of the pro-abortion organization. They're not pro-choice. They're pro-abortion. Huge difference. Jane's Revenge as domestic terrorists. Because they are. Like I said, I'm not going to read the whole article. I'll leave both these just links in the description. The group is a threat to expectant mothers across America, many of whom are in desperate need of assistance. And we can go on, you can read the rest of it. These violent acts violate U.S. and state law, and the group itself has claimed intent to intimidate civilians and government officials. More than 20 pregnancy resource centers and offices of pro-life groups have been attacked or vandalized. The militant abortion group Jane's Revenge has claimed responsibility for a slew of these attacks and last week allegedly issued a radical dismissive promising to continue violence. Yeah. It's shameful that the left has proven so far unwilling to speak out against their own fringe narrative. That's true. Where are the Democrats? Where are the Democrats at the federal and state level saying this is terrorism? It's wrong and it shouldn't be done. It's past time they quit with the complacency and investigate these members for exactly what they are, domestic terrorists. And they demand immediate action. Churches and pregnancy centers are at extreme risk, and the members of Jane's Revenge have been clear they will not stop their reign of terror until pregnancy centers stop providing life-affirming services. It's amazing to me. The care and counseling they offer to expectant mothers is a safe haven for so many who have nowhere else to go or nowhere else to turn to. What the members of Jane's Revenge have done, reprehensible. It must stop. In the purported Jane's Revenge missive posted by Abolition Media, the abortion activists promised they're not one group but many. And then they list the places where responsibility for attacks have occurred. The FBI had warned earlier this month that while it will protect the First Amendment rights of protest in the Supreme Court, it will not tolerate violence. Yeah. The warning followed the arrest of 26-year-old Nicholas. Yeah, he turned himself in. That's the only reason why he got arrested, because you had no choice. Go back to the original premise of all of this. Is this going to be the spark that ignites things that make the BLM and Antifa riots of 2020 look like a joke? And right at the same time, the Supreme Court is ruling on a case where I live in New York State. I live upstate, way far away from New York, thank God, about how New York handles its concealed carry permits. May issue rather than shall issue. In other words, I have to have a reason to exercise my constitutional right. So when you go to register to vote, do they demand a reason from the state? No. Driver's license? No. Marriage? No. And the list is endless. And many of those are protected under the Constitution, even though not listed specifically. I think this is what's going to happen. There's going to start to be rioting at a large scale. And it's going to increase as the summer goes on. Now, the November election of this year, the midterms, it's still going to be fairly warm weather out in the vast majority of the country, if not all of it. For some reason, these so-called people that just want to exercise their right don't do it in the cold. Interesting. To make a long story short, when these riots start breaking out, depending on where you are, people that are armed are going to start defending themselves. And as Antifa and these other pieces of crap start terrorizing people, they're going to fire back. Remember, folks, what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. And I don't want to hear you don't have the right to defend your home. Don't want to hear it. Those days are over in these states. The right to bear arms is slowly but surely increasing as way it should have been, as per the founders' will and choice. So there you are, folks. When they start firing back, we're going to see what happens. And it's going to happen eventually, with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people marching, a small percent doing terrorism, and even a field mouse will fight back if you corner it. Maybe this is good that it came to a head. I'm not calling for violence. I'm not calling for any of that. I hope no one is hurt or killed. But sometimes you set events in motion and they can't be stopped. We're going to have to see. Is this the spark that ignites it all? God only knows, and time will tell. Until the next time, God bless America. Goodbye and good luck.